Solar spec, solar spec, solar spec. You already know. Solar aspect, solar spec, solar spec, spec. What's going on, y'all? You already know what it is. It's Ariel Knock out here. You know what I'm saying? And we in good service. I'm by my man shit right now. I'm about to sit on the porch and drop some jewels because I got something to talk about today. Got some shit to get off my. You know what I'm saying? It's been Ideen because I've been trying to go through some things, you know what I'm saying, and come out of that. But I got a calm soul right now. So, y'all ready? Let's sit on the porch real quick. Some shadow over here, but we should be all right. So we get some, yeah, we all right. We got some cool, yeah, all right. Look like this. Rotate device. All right, yeah. Here, my top looking crazy right now. My scully coming off. I'm trying to start my new dreads at the top. My hair so damn fluffy. You know, that straight shit, man. My hair so still fluffy. My dreads out like they never fucking lock in right. Took me forever to lock these shits. And I finally got them. But, alright, let's go. Okay? Peace, peace, Queen. How you? Let's go. So, yo, I was building with some people earlier, right? And, but now it's to everybody else. The awareness of what's actually a relative reality for individuals is unbeknownst to them. Like, seriously, like, nobody knows the fact that when you are putting yourself in different circumstances, you are basically by default choosing something higher than your higher self. So it's like you only have one synapses in this connection, right? So in order to grow energy in one direction, you have to connect whether you want to or not. So when you have the disillusion or the disprovement, you have to connect just to see the synapses. Like otherwise the energy is not going to disperse. A synapses is 2 points of electricity that comes together. You see what I'm saying? So the reality is people become alcoholics, they become crackheads, they become angry, efficient people, they become liars, cheaters, they become manipulators. They turn against the situation of rational, relative, conducive growth because of the fact of particular individual will. When you think because of whatever you're satisfying at that moment has everything to do with what you believe to be your righteous understanding. Now, in fact, it plays a divisive role in turning you away from conscious awareness. So when you satisfy the 5 minute disperse of whatever energetic reason you need to display what you feel self be, as that may be, as in smoking crack to get that first high, being disrespectful, stating out a point instead of connection, anything that has to do with non-connecting to individualize yourself. By default, you are choosing a higher, or you're choosing another higher self to fill in the synapses void between everything else in life. Now, in the conscious community, we are aware that connecting to the earth is a way to open up our synapses to the cosmos by while saying walking barefoot, you know what I'm saying, connecting to the original people, connecting to original foods, original energy, meditation, everything. Those are traits to keep your connection in balance to where your conducive growth is going to take you. So now, every day you meditate, you walk around and you see how the trees are connected to the earth. You see how the leaves fall at the base of the trees. You see how the seeds grow in a familiar, similar area. You see how things are conducive. Even after the fact of the tree being cut down, if it was cut down unrighteously, you know what happens? It grows back righteously because that's how the cosmos said it. So what are we doing? What are we doing? Because we go to somebody else to get information to fix a problem that you have to fix yourself because you made the decision. Thus, are you not aware of your own actions? So why would you go to an agency to get something fixed? Or why would you go to a drug anonymous to help you? Or why would you go to somewhere to put a terminology or a a link in to help you explain yourself? That's like you saying you don't know the difference in between right and wrong. Now it's a certain type of people out here who are not privy to have that. But my people are endowed with the truth. So if you are doing these things, then that means you're lying to yourself on the short term of reality. You see what I'm saying? For your personal understanding, you're lying to yourself. You know what I'm saying? When you have to project a way of being or project how you are to make that a terminology, like saying thy or I am or this is how or in these circumstances, you're lying to yourself. Because the reason why the lie is more subjective is because you have to place it there. You have to say something. So the reason why you're saying something is to get a response to something that you don't believe, particularly for yourself. Because if you believed it, you wouldn't say it, you would be it. You see what I'm saying? The being. See, so if something's being naturally, and like you can see somebody walking down the street and they're happy. Somebody will pull over and say, "What you happy for? What you smiling so much for?" And you would take that as a good conversation because they're smiling back at you. But in fact, why the fuck is you asking me why I'm happy? Or like if you go to another town, they say, "Why do you move here?" You should ask them, "Why didn't you move where I came from?" We supposed to circumnavigate the whole planet with consciousness, physicality, and understanding and overstanding. That was the purpose anyway. So when in fact we are halting ourselves from connecting to each other by whatever means necessary, you know what you do by default? You're choosing not your conscious awareness and not your connection for future relative growth as the Most High seen conducive for the overall people of natural Naga. And I say natural Naga because Naga is the children of the sun, meaning the absorbing of melanin. So, I mean, I don't talk about a lot of other things because you know what? That's not my basis. But at the end of the day, it has to do with us. You know what I'm saying? So if we are still limiting ourselves to connection, only thing you have to do to see this as improof is to look at every single other culture in this world and watch how they're connecting. No matter what, give a damn what reason they are connecting constantly, and their structures are being strong, and we are sitting here making excuses why we won't connect. Hmm. Sounds a little funny to me. But at the end of the day, if we don't want to go nowhere, ultimately, I guess that's the way to do it. If you don't want to grow, I guess ultimately that's the way to do it. If you have issues within the reality of self discipline and unconditional love, I guess that's the way to do it. Turn away from your own, make excuses, subsidize your life and synapses to where you're not conducive to nothing that comes from you. Thus, we have parents out here that don't even take care of their own children. You have parents that want to take care of their children, but the synapses has been burnt. You know what I'm saying? Reality states every single possibility that can be a possibility has a living essence. There's a counterpart and a contrast to it. So it's actual. It's actually here. It's having an existence. But that is not an individual problem. Those are not individual problems. This is a collective problem of our culture that's downfalling because we can't connect. It's like saying your plug too big or something, or your plug too small. You niggas is fucking crazy. And we the only one out here doing that. The only culture doing that. And we wonder why they run in circles around us super fast. It's crazy. And I speak passionate and powerful because of the simple fact that you need to feel it passionate and powerfully. If you don't feel it that way, then this is not for you. Ultimately, you don't care about what you are. And I am everything that's like me, whether it looks like me or not. So I have to have an unconditional love for myself first in order to survive. We're talking about nation survival. We all looking for the spirits. You know why? Because none of us doing shit for our nation. You wouldn't need your spirits if you were putting it work into your nation. That's facts. If you were uprising your nation, you do not need spirits. But we out here getting the spirits to help us. Yeah, it sounds real freaking crazy. We always finding another way out instead of just handling the work. That means we can't take responsibility for ourselves, for our own actions, for our own direction, for what's really conducive, right for our growth. I remember I got maced in my face. when I was like 20 or something like that in New York. And I remember falling down in the snow, trying to put snow on my face, and I'm reaching out to people like, yo, somebody just robbed me. I can't see. I need help. I literally seen coaches of people grabbing their arms and their women and pulling away from me like, nah, don't help them. I expect that from them. But I wanted something to help me at the moment. I expect that from them. But it's so hard to expect that from your own or if you do it to yourself. You see what I'm saying? So the reality is we have to understand, and overstand our purpose within the conducive growth of our entirety. Our entirety. Your everyday. Black owned, black support, stand up and do something. And it's not an attack on anybody. It's not something to make shit feel off. You see what I'm saying? It's basically just to have a conducive growth. But our people are saying, fuck it. We'll mix with anything. We'll go anywhere. We're the only culture that doesn't have a culture, but the strongest. The strongest culture that doesn't have a culture. By default, we throw away our own higher self. Powerfulest. Most powerfulest shit ever. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I created that slang ass word, powerfulness. You know what I'm saying? Well, no, I didn't. Powerfulness is a word. You know what I'm saying? But it just sounds hood as hell. You know what I mean? So it is what it is, man. I ain't gonna stay on long. I just want to drop a quick drool of how I feel about shit. You already know what it is. Ariel Naga L. We out. Them threes, baby. 369s. Keep rising. Rise, rise, rise upon that. Respect. Soul aspect. Soul aspect. You already know what it is. One.